There's that. 1, 2, 3. That. And then release up. Me. Okay.
Hi, my name is Zach Howerton. Today I'll be giving an informative speech on George Washington. The reason I have chosen to speak on George Washington is that his life and leadership helped shape the United States into the country it is today. And understanding his role is key to understanding our nation's origins. I define George Washington's life as a series of monumental acts that impacted both the nation's military and political landscapes, ultimately laying down the foundation of the U.S. government. The purpose of my speech is to inform you about George Washington's critical role as a military leader during the Revolution, his presidency, and the lasting legacy he left for the future generations. The 5 sources I will be citing are His Excellency, George Washington by Joseph Ellis, The Ascent of George Washington by John Ferling, and George Washington's Farewell Address by George Washington, The Federalist Papers by Alexander Hamilton, and The Art of Public Speaking by Stephen Lucas. These sources will help me illustrate Washington's leadership, political contributions, and lasting influence. Please listen as I inform you about how Washington's contributions to the military, the presidency, and the country's legacy have shaped the United States. Washington's leadership in the American Revolution was instrumental in securing the country's independence from Britain. According to His Excellency George Washington by Joseph Ellis, Washington was appointed Commander-in-Chief by the Continental Congress in 1775. Washington's military strategies, including his ability to inspire his troops, were key to enduring and eventually winning the war, especially in the face of significant early defeats. As John Ferling discusses in The Ascent of George Washington, his victory at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781 led to the British surrender, effectively ending the war. Washington's military tactics were highly effective in disrupting British supply lines and avoiding direct confrontation. In his book, Ellis highlights Washington's use of unconventional war tactics, such as surprise attacks and raids to weaken British forces. Washington's ability to rally his soldiers despite facing dire circumstances such as the harsh winter at Valley Forge proved his resilience as a leader. Ferling writes that Washington's greatest strength was his perseverance and ability to maintain the Continental Army in the field even when conditions were less than ideal. Washington's diplomatic efforts during the war were essential to American success. His alliance with France, secured through his diplomatic efforts, brought vital military aid and support. Washington's negotiation of the Treaty of Paris in 1783, as discussed in the Federalist Papers, formally ended the war and recognized American independence. His military leadership, combined with his diplomatic skills, made Washington a figure who helped unite the colonies in their fight for independence. Having discussed Washington's military achievement, let's now explore his presidency. Washington's presidency helped establish the framework for the United States government. Washington, as Stephen Lucas discusses in The Art of Public Speaking, Washington set the precedent of a 2-term limit for presidents, despite pressure to remain in power. According to Ellis, Washington's presidency was vital in defining the role of the executive branch, laying the groundwork for future administrations. Washington's domestic policy stabilizing the young nation, he dealt with the nation's debt, through the creation of a national bank as discussed in the ascent of George Washington. Washington's leadership during the Whiskey Rebellion of 1794 showed the power of the federal government to enforce laws. The Federalist Papers emphasized Washington's role in guiding the country through its infancy, balancing strong central government with states' rights. Washington's foreign policy set the stage for American isolationism. Washington's neutrality proclamation of 1793 kept the United States out of European conflicts, marking the beginning of a long-standing policy of non-intervention. Washington's decision to avoid entangling alliances was a key factor in his long-term influence on U.S. foreign policies, as noted in His Excellency George Washington. By promoting neutrality, Washington helped the U.S. avoid unnecessary conflicts and focus on internal development. With Washington's presidency in mind, let's now consider his lasting legacy. Washington's contributions set a standard for American leadership. Washington's voluntary relinquishment of power established a powerful example of civic virtue and leadership. His actions, especially in the Revolution and as president, made him the nation's first hero, as noted by Ellis. The leadership values Washington demonstrated would guide future generations of American leaders. Washington helped from the nation's political institutions and values. His establishment of the executive branch and his actions in creating the U.S. federal court system were instrumental in shaping the American government. Washington's farewell address in 1796 warned against the dangers of political parties and foreign alliances and foreknowing statement on the future of U.S. politics. Washington's example of putting country over personal ambition has served as a model for subsequent presidents and politicians. Washington's influence is felt today in the political values of the United States. The art of public speaking highlights how Washington's leadership continues to inspire leaders committed to democracy and freedom. Washington's commitment to American independence and the principle of liberty remains central to American identity. His actions and policies continue to shape U.S. foreign and domestic strategies. In conclusion, George Washington's legacy is one of unparalleled leadership, from his military triumphs and the revolution of his establishments of a strong presidency and the values that continue to guide America today. Washington's influence extended far beyond his lifetime. His decisions as both a general and a president set examples that still guide the nation. Understanding Washington's life allows us to see the core values of leadership, resilience, and dedication to the country that have shaped the United States. As I have discussed today, Washington's contributions to the military, the presidency, and the nation's lasting legacy will continue to impact America for generations to come. These historical moments and leadership decisions reflect not only his character, but also the founding ideals of our country. I hope you leave today with a deeper appreciation for George Washington's role in creating the nation we are today. Thank you.